The WWE Universe is in shock after Triple H made the shocking decision to fire Asuka following her brutal attack on Rhea Ripley. Known as the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka has been one of the most dominant and beloved figures in WWE, making this move feel almost unimaginable to fans around the world. The incident that led to her termination wasn't just intense, it crossed the line from competition to outright danger, leaving Rhea Ripley seriously injured and the locker room in disbelief. Fans are grappling with the fallout, questioning the fairness of the decision and what it means for WWE's women's division. Asuka's firing has sparked outrage, debate, and heartbreak, proving that in wrestling, even legends are not untouchable when actions have real-world consequences. The incident that led to termination. The events began with the escalating rivalry between Asuka and Rhea Ripley over the Women's Championship. Their matches had become increasingly intense and physically demanding. Following a loss, Asuka snapped and launched a violent assault using a steel chair and later a kendo stick against Rhea. Security and referees intervened, but the attack continued for several minutes, leaving Rhea visibly injured in the ring. The moment was far beyond the typical bounds of scripted entertainment, turning a performance into a potentially dangerous scenario. WWE officials had to consider the severity of the situation, as the safety and well-being of performers are paramount. This incident highlighted the real risks behind professional wrestling and why maintaining discipline and boundaries is crucial. Asuka's actions directly influenced WWE's leadership, showing that even a top-tier superstar is accountable when crossing the line. Triple H's response and WWE's decision. The following night on Raw, Triple H addressed the situation with a serious tone, emphasizing that Asuka's behavior went beyond competition into deliberate assault. He acknowledged her contributions and legendary status, but made it clear that safety must always come first. By terminating her contract immediately, WWE sent a firm message that dangerous conduct would not be tolerated, regardless of a wrestler's prestige. The decision reflected a balance between respecting Asuka's accomplishments and enforcing responsibility for one's actions. Fans watching understood the gravity of the choice. The firing was not only a disciplinary measure, but also a statement about professionalism, boundaries, and the organization's obligation to protect performers. WWE's handling of the incident demonstrated the delicate line between scripted drama and real-life consequences in professional wrestling. Fan and locker room reactions. Reactions to Asuka's firing were mixed, highlighting the complexity of the situation. Some fans supported WWE's decision, emphasizing that safety and accountability are critical. Others felt the punishment was extreme for a single incident, questioning whether suspension or counseling might have sufficed. Within the locker room, performers expressed concern over job security, fearing that one misstep could end their careers abruptly. International wrestlers, particularly from Japan, voiced disappointment, as Asuka was a significant representative of Japanese wrestling in WWE. Social media erupted with discussions, petitions, and debates reflecting how deeply fans and wrestlers were invested in her legacy. The incident showed that WWE decisions can have far-reaching effects, impacting morale, fan engagement, and global perception of the brand. It was a reminder that even legends are not immune to the consequences of their actions. Asuka's legendary career. To understand why this firing is so significant, it's important to recognize Asuka's incredible WWE career. She dominated NXT with a long, undefeated streak, held multiple Raw and SmackDown championships, and won prestigious accolades like the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank. Asuka's in-ring skill, unique persona, and charisma set her apart, making her a major draw in WWE. Her influence extended internationally, particularly in Japan, where she symbolized wrestling excellence. Removing a performer of her caliber leaves a noticeable void in WWE's women's division. Her absence impacts storytelling, mentorship for younger wrestlers, and the overall quality of matches. The fan reaction is a reflection of this loss. For many, losing Asuka feels like losing a cornerstone of modern women's wrestling, a performer whose contributions were unparalleled and whose presence elevated everyone around her. Rhea Ripley's injuries and impact. Rhea Ripley's injuries were central to the decision to terminate Asuka. Reports indicated multiple contusions, deep bruising, a severely bruised sternum, and symptoms of a concussion. These injuries forced Rhea out of action for an extended period, creating immediate disruption in WWE storylines. As the women's champion, her absence affected the championship landscape, potentially requiring interim plans or storyline adjustments. Rhea's statement emphasized how dangerous the situation felt, underscoring the seriousness of the attack. The scenario highlighted that, behind the spectacle of wrestling, real risks and consequences exist. Asuka's actions had direct ramifications for her peer, making the firing not just a disciplinary decision, but also a matter of ethical responsibility. The incident reinforced the importance of performer safety and the serious implications of crossing established boundaries in professional wrestling. Controversy and speculation. The firing sparked widespread controversy and speculation about the real nature of the situation. Fans debated whether the firing was entirely genuine, partly storyline-driven or influenced by backstage politics. Questions emerged about whether Asuka might return under certain conditions or if this was intended to create dramatic tension for a future narrative arc. Social media discussions, wrestling news coverage, and fan petitions kept the story trending worldwide. Some argued the injuries seemed legitimate, while others suggested elements of theatrical exaggeration. The ambiguity intensified engagement as viewers debated motivations, consequences, and possible outcomes. This blend of real-world consequences and entertainment storytelling is a hallmark of professional wrestling, keeping audiences captivated and speculating about what will happen next. The situation exemplified WWE's ability to generate buzz while balancing reality and fiction. Global and business implications. Asuka's firing has significant implications beyond the storyline. She was a major merchandise draw, especially in Japan, and her departure impacts revenue streams, international fan engagement, and WWE's market presence. Tours and promotional events that relied on her star power are affected, creating potential logistical and financial challenges. WWE must adjust storylines and marketing strategies to maintain audience interest in key markets. Losing a top-tier talent like Asuka also affects ratings, live event attendance, and overall brand image. The firing demonstrates how decisions regarding personnel can ripple through the business side of wrestling, affecting everything from ticket sales to global partnerships. Asuka's absence leaves a gap that will be difficult to fill creatively and commercially, emphasizing her value to the company. Potential futures for Asuka. Despite her termination, Asuka's career is far from over. Possibilities include a temporary absence, followed by a dramatic return storyline, or exploring opportunities in other promotions, including Japanese organizations. WWE could reintroduce her under specific conditions, creating a narrative of redemption and comeback. Alternatively, she could maintain her relevance through social media appearances, fan interactions, and independent projects. Her firing might enhance her legacy, portraying her as a resilient and determined performer who overcame adversity. Fans eagerly anticipate how her story will continue, whether in WWE or elsewhere. Regardless of the path, Asuka's talent, experience, and star power guarantee that her next chapter will be widely followed and highly anticipated, adding suspense and excitement to the world of professional wrestling. Conclusion. Asuka's firing marks one of the most controversial and emotional events in WWE history. A legendary, beloved performer was removed following a dangerous in-ring incident, sparking debates over fairness, safety, and creative choices. The consequences extend across fan reactions, locker room dynamics, business interests, and international perception. While some support WWE's commitment to safety, others mourn the loss of a superstar whose contributions shaped modern women's wrestling. Asuka's legacy remains intact, and her next move, whether a return to WWE, a new venture elsewhere, or time away, will be closely watched. This incident underscores the balance between performance and safety in professional wrestling, demonstrating that even the most accomplished stars are accountable for their actions. Fans worldwide are awaiting the next chapter in Asuka's story with anticipation, excitement, and curiosity.